This month on The Card Life, presented by AuctionMonthly.com.
And as I'd write an article about the trading card lawsuit, I'd get the cards from that. And then I started looking at the history of lawsuits. I started collecting those cards.
That is a very nice pull.
I wanted to basically come up with a storage solution that was also a great way to display cards.
We wanted to have a place me and her could spend, pretty much all day together.
Welcome once again to The Card Life, the only show dedicated to the sports card hobby. I'm your host, Matt Strahm. We're down here in Clearwater, Florida for spring training. Can't wait to get another season started with the Phillies and another season of The Card Life. This month, we're focusing on the state of Missouri with some great stories across the Show Me State. This month, we'll talk to the man best known as the hobby lawyer about his unique PC tied to sports cards and lawsuits. We'll talk to a former elite runner who got tired of having his best cards in cardboard boxes and used his manufacturing background to create something better. We'll also stop by a card shop named after an awesome 5-year-old, talk to a former NFL player about his career in cards, and I'll rip some 2023 Topps Chrome update and see if we can pull a card that mentions the card life. Let's start with a lifetime collector and lawyer whose PC combines both.
My name is Paul Lesko. I'm an attorney out of St. Louis. I've been practicing law since 1999 and collecting since the 80s, and again, really hardcore starting about 2006. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. Big, huge Cubs fan, so obviously I collected the Mets, especially Dwight Gooden. 1986, when I should have been focused on Michael Jordan, I was focusing on Dwight Gooden. So I have a fairly amazing Dwight Gooden collection, and I have 0 actual Michael Jordan cards. I started again collecting around 2006 when my kids were born. I wanted to get something for them to memorialize their year birth, get them like a complete 2006 set. So I went into a hobby shop and I saw they had cards with autographs. They had cards with memorabilia in them. And I was just, at that point, full on back into the hobby. But what I also do is, since I'm a lawyer, I initially started practicing as intellectual property with patents, copyrights, trademarks. And I saw that there were all these legal issues on cards. I mean, you have the C with a circle, an R with a circle, you have TMs. I mean, it's just, there are legal rights all over cards. And I saw that there were a lot of lawsuits. It's a very litigious industry. So I started writing articles about lawsuits in the industry and tweeting about it on Twitter. And that's how I've basically become, what a lot of people refer to as the hobby lawyer. So Johnny Mize, 1941 double play cards. This is potentially first lawsuit card ever involved. Mize said he did not give permission to double play to use his image in cards. So that's what the lawsuit was about. It's like, you need to pay me for these cards. You didn't, so get me out of them. And as I'd write an article about the trading card lawsuit, I'd get the cards from that. And then I started looking at the history of lawsuits. I started collecting those cards just because I could have a collection with it. And after I started to focus my collection on that, I really, really enjoyed collecting. Back in the 90s, you had a company called Wildcard, which has recently come back, that created these Stat Smasher cards. Wildcard, unfortunately, went bankrupt, went out of business, and filed for bankruptcy in the 90s or early 2000s. So come along Panini in 2020 era, and they came out with their own version of Stat Smasher cards. Well, this did not make the bankruptcy trustee for these cards very happy, because you can see they're pretty similar. And so the bankruptcy trustee for the old Wild Card filed a lawsuit against Panini for this. And this was a copyright infringement lawsuit. And the reason I love copyright infringement lawsuits is because you get to put your product next to the infringing product. It's almost like you get to go to the jury and say, hey, look, this is why we win. You get to determine it yourself. So I love copyright cases for this very reason. This case recently settled for $25 million. So it is a warning to card designers out there everywhere that if you're gonna borrow something from another card, talk to legal first. Get clearance beforehand. One that I really enjoy is the Michael Jordan in the background case. Growing up, even though I didn't collect Jordan, growing up in the suburbs of Chicago, Michael Jordan is my favorite athlete. So any lawsuit that involves him, I like. So there was a lawsuit where Michael Jordan is an Upper Deck exclusive athlete. That's why you don't have Michael Jordan in uniform in cards, and you haven't had for a long time. Well, Panini released 2 cards, one of Scottie Pippen and one of Dennis Rodman. But in the background of the card, you could see Michael Jordan in the background. And in the Scottie Pippen card, I measured it, it's 0.25 inches. Just Michael Jordan this small in the card. Well, Upper Deck didn't like that, so they sued over those 2 cards. Panini came out with another version of this card, and you can see, although it's really small, Jordan has been removed from this card. And Upper Deck made a big deal about that to show, hey, that's intent. Ultimately, what a lawyer is, you're kind of like a teacher. You need to teach the judge or the jury about your case. And this is kind of my way of honing my skills, where I'll take a legal brief, I'll take the cards, I'll explain what it is, and if people on Twitter can follow what I'm saying, I'm doing my job, because that's your jury. And if I can't explain it, they'll ask me questions and it'll help me fine tune and hopefully make me a better lawyer doing it.
After the break, I'll open some 2023 Topps Chrome Update Breakers Delight boxes.
Pristine Auction is a proud sponsor of The Card Life. Head over to pristineauction.com, where over 10,000 sports card auctions end every week.
As we mentioned a few months ago, my 2023 Topps Update card was the first to mention that I host The Card Life. The 2023 Topps Update Sapphire and Chrome Update do as well. Let's open some Chrome boxes and see if we can pull a numbered version of the Card Life's rookie card.
We're down here in Clearwater, Florida, getting ready for spring. So we got 4 boxes of Topps Chrome Update Series, the Breaker Specials. Yeah, let's get into it. Matt Wallner, numbered to 199. Then we got Bryce Miller, yellow to 75. Got a James McCann purple to 250. There we go, Marshy. Just showed up here in Clearwater. We got Oswaldo Cabrera. Might be a hot take here, but the base cards are on card. Kind of like that better than the sticker. Well, that is a very nice pull of Corbin Carroll. I believe this is numbered to 125. Okay. My rookie year, the X Fractors in 17 were numbered to 20, so that's why I thought 20, but 125. Honestly happy it's a bigger chase of 125 instead of 20, because these are my favorite, the X Fractors. But that's a really good card. Not a bad start at all. Then we got a Bobby Miller rookie debut, orange to 25. 25 to 25. To $4.99. All right, those ones might be my favorite then of Burst the Base, because they are on card. De Los Santos. Diamond Dominance. Gunnar Henderson. It's a cool card. Really cool card. Charles LeBlanc for the Marlins. And we got Gavin Stone on card to $4.99. Well, no Card Life card and no 101, but you cannot complain about Rookie of the Year and All-Star, I guess. Auto.
Iron Guard Supplies is the official card supply provider of The Card Life. Use promo code TheCardLife at ironguardsupplies.com for 20% off and free shipping on your order of over $100. Cover your bases with Iron Guard Supplies.
It really evolved from scaling up my business, and all of a sudden the numbers started to work, and I quit my job in September of 2021, went full-time in October, and 2 years later, not looking back. Right now I'm standing at about 45,000 active listings on eBay. It's a little more than 100,000 cards total with some quantity listings. Move that over to a folder, and then I come over to Card Dealer Pro. Card Dealer Pro do the work.
In Sedalia, Missouri, Carson's Cards will celebrate its 2nd anniversary this summer. While most card shops feature the name of the shop owner, the Carson in Carson's Cards is in honor of a vibrant 5-year-old who you can often find at the shop.
My name's Cody Kopis, and this is Carson's Cards in Sedalia, Missouri. I started a Facebook group 2016, something like that. It's called Cody's Community Collectibles, somewhere where people can just, post their cards. I wanted a sports card shop in Sedalia for a while, so we've, just kind of decided to open one. Fairly small shop. We also wanted to have a place that we could have for our daughter. So Carson is mine and Nicole's daughter. She's 5 years old. She's had, some different struggles. She has cranioostenosis. She had to wear a helmet for a couple years. And then she has autism on like the severest levels where it's like rated at. She's nonverbal. She's our world for sure. She's pretty cool. She likes the kids that come in, and she likes to kind of like move around the cards and look at them. And we wanted to have a place me and her could spend, pretty much all day together. It gives us a way for me to be able to still make money, but also get to hang out with her still and keep an eye on her. It's a pretty big range of collectors. Chiefs are the predominant team. Heavy on football, a lot of baseball, a lot of vintage baseball. There's basketball fans too. Mahomes Hunt Hill 101 from 2017, so Mahomes rookie year. Hopefully she'll take it over one day.
We love highlighting new innovations in the hobby here at the Card Life. In St. Louis, we met up with Steve Sousa, who has worked in the footwear industry most of his life. Sousa is a former elite runner who worked at Adidas and now sources footwear materials for major brands at a company called Ortholite. Sousa is also a card collector who used his manufacturing experience to develop a product that would better showcase his collection.
I grew up in the 70s, and I collected really everything: baseball, basketball, football, and non-sport cards. I have the hobby horror where I lost the majority of my collection and really restarted collecting again about 2015. And what I found going back when I started collecting, the hobby changed drastically. So the main thing that I started with was all the cards that I had when I was a kid. Caught the bug again. I was a typical collector where I was storing all of my graded cards just in plain white boxes. And one day I took a look at them and I thought, boy, they really don't look very beautiful. And they really don't fit together, all the different grading card companies. So what I did was I wanted to basically come up with a storage solution that was also a great way to display cards and also have all the grading card companies fit within one box. So that was kind of the start of it. When you're a company of one, you can move really fast. This process started probably last October, so really only 4 to 5 months ago, from initial concept to having inventory that now I can sell online. Basically, the design is both cases are very similar. We have a single row case which actually houses 20 graded cards, and then a double row which is basically just double, and it has 40 graded cards it holds. So the way it actually is held in place, there's actually a magnetic system on both of them that holds the lid down, so it keeps the cards from rolling around. The acrylic itself is what they call museum grade acrylic. It's basically 96% UV protection. So I don't recommend putting this out in a sunny area, but if you have this in an office area, the acrylic itself will protect your cards. Each of the slabs has its own unique slot, so your cards aren't necessarily rattling together. And I wanted to have the ability that actually you could look down into the case when it was open, and you could actually see what the different graded cards were. We've done the bevel edging. So we really want to make this like a museum quality piece. I think that the hobby in some areas have been a little bit slow for new innovation, and I think we're going to see a lot more innovation going forward. My background isn't necessarily in the hobby area, but it's more in sourcing and design. So I think I had the ability to kind of look outside the typical card hobby world. And again, I wanted to have something that visually you could see your cards and looked very nice on your shelf.
Are you in the business of selling trading cards? Accelerate your trading card business with Rico document scanners. The best scanners in the business with the widest range of software and service support. Whether you're a card shop or a collector, from raw singles to rare slabs. Rico scanners. Digitize your collection quickly and accurately so you can focus on running your business. Scan more, sell more, do more with Rico document scanners.
We grew up as passionate fans and collectors. Now we've started a giant movement that makes you the MVP. Built on GOAT-level service, a game-changing online shopping experience, and the hottest cards at the lowest prices. The ultimate collector's cave, our modern-day retail experience. Open now in Alpharetta, Georgia. GiantSportsCards.com.
Turn this into this at auctionmonthly.com, a better way to sell your sports cards, memorabilia, and collectibles. Our white glove service from start to finish will help you evaluate and sell your entire collection. Turn your sports cards and collectibles into cash. Get started right now at auctionmonthly.com.
Hey card collectors, looking for deals on sports cards? Well, it's time you've heard about Pristine Auction. PristineAuction.com is the most trusted site for sports cards. You can win authentic cards at affordable prices with daily auctions starting at just $1. It's free to register, free to bid, and auctions are ending right now. So head over to PristineAuction.com and sign up with the promo code for $10 off your first win.
It's time to unbox your love of the game, presented by Giant Sports Cards. 11-year-old Fade Weber loves the Rams, Golden State Warriors, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Giant Sports Cards sent Fade a box of 2023 Stadium Club Baseball.
Ooh, auto. Brian Severin.
Congrats on the hits, Fade.
Thank you, Giant Sports Cards, for letting me unbox my love of the game.
Unbox your love of the game at GiantSportsCards.com.
It's Super Bowl month, so let's feature a player from the team that has the most playoff games in NFL history. Danny Noonan was the Dallas Cowboys' 12th overall pick in the first round of the 1987 NFL Draft out of Nebraska. He played 6 seasons at defensive end for the Cowboys and was known as one of the strongest players in the NFL, bench pressing 505 pounds. We talked with Noonan about the cards from his football career in this month's My Cardboard Timeline.
Yeah, I remember, I see that one all the time because I still get probably 15 to 20 things in the mail every week from people signing cards. I mean, I have a whole stack of mail over there of people writing in and having, 3-4 cards to have them signed. I sign them. I've never not signed a card, but it's neat. I also have a little figurine too that my daughter, who is 6 years old, carries in her backpack. We call it Little Danny. Cowboys' strongest player. He can bench 505 pounds. There's a funny story about that. So I had tried 495 and my grip was fairly close. It wasn't like some guys grip really far out. My grip was fairly close because that's where I thought that we played in here. I wanted to be strong in here. I had done 495 and missed a bunch of times. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put 10 pounds more on because it's up here. And so I did 505. The toughest part is when you got that much weight, it's swinging on the side. And so it was like going down like that, touched it and came back up. And it was, I think, in my rookie camp that I did that. It's Philadelphia. When we would play up at the old Vet Stadium, they had a jail in the basement. And we would go up there, and for some reason it was always snowing out. And when we ran in their locker room, people were right above us when we would run to our locker room, and they would put snowballs and put batteries inside of them. So you never took your helmet off, especially up at Philly. That was a tough few years. I think we were 1-15 that year, so we had some injuries. So I played, every position. I'm not a defensive end, and I played defensive end because we needed to have somebody play out. I'm a one technique, head up over the center, or maybe an outside shade of the guard. But yeah, I played every position on the line. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, those pants too are definitely the 90s workout pants. You know, guys that come in the workout, they have a fanny pack and those big pants. Yeah, I definitely remember that card.
Are you in the business of selling trading cards? Accelerate your trading card business with Rico document scanners. The best scanners in the business with the widest range of software and service support. Whether you're a card shop or a collector, from raw singles to rare slabs. Rico scanners. Digitize your collection quickly and accurately so you can focus on running your business. Scan more, sell more, do more with Rico document scanners.
The beauty of collecting is that you can do it any way you want. CGC Cards is proud to have graded an amazing collection from Annemarie, featuring women's sports cards dating from the 1930s to today. Annemarie, who goes by Women on Tops on social media, is an advocate of women's sports and female collectors. Her stunning collection features athletes ranging from Babe Didrikson, a pioneer who set 4 world records in the 1932 Olympics and one of the best LPGA golfers of all time, to Asia Wilson, the newly crowned GOAT of GOATs. The collection includes top female surfers, softball players, swimmers, track and field stars, and so much more. If a female athlete did it, this collection has it.
I've been a collector my entire life, and for me, what particularly makes this collection and my focus on women's sport cards so personally important to me is the role that women's sports, both as a participant and as a spectator, has played in my life, and how the visibility and work of these athletes have helped transform society into a place where it's easier to be me every single day.
The collection includes a who's who of WNBA stars. The league has proved to be so important to fans, girls, and social activism from its iconic We Got Next campaign on forward. It's safe to say today's WNBA stars got now. Annemarie's collection includes all-time greats like Cheryl Swoops, Diana Taurasi, Rebecca Lobo, with newer stars like Sabrina Ionescu, Candace Parker, and Brittany Griner.
The basketball cards in my collection have a real prominent place because they have a very prominent role in the history of women's sport. I particularly have a focus and a passion for athletes that were change agents in societies, that push the boundaries of the role of women, not just in sport, but in society, through their athleticism.
Included in Annemarie's collection are autographed cards of icons like tennis great Billie Jean King, and a dual autograph of figure skaters Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. CGC Cards is proud to partner with Annemarie on her collection.
The priorities that I had were slabs that offered great protection, slabs that look good, that organized information well, that were really worthy frames for these incredible cards. Made it, for me, obvious that CGC would be the partner with my PC.
CGC is proud to be the official grading partner of the Card Life. Our friends at auctionmonthly.com recently acquired an incredible collection of Muhammad Ali items from his longtime attorney in Detroit. Included are more than 300 signed items, including tickets, gloves, and photos from some of the greatest fights in the history of boxing. To learn more, log on to auctionmonthly.com.
That's it for the Card Life this month. Next month, we'll make a return trip to CGC's headquarters. Until then, I'm Matt Strahm. We'll see you next time on the Card Life.